Claire and I used to be inseparable, at least that's what I thought. We shared everything, clothes, secrets, even our childhood bedroom until she left for college. She was always the wild one, while I was steady, reliable. She called me her anchor, and I believed her. But anchors don't get praised, they get dragged down. It started small. A sharp jab disguised as a joke, family dinners I somehow never got invited to. I brushed it off, told myself I was imagining things until last year when my fiancé and I announced our engagement. Claire smiled, but it never touched her eyes. By the time I set a wedding date, she'd already scheduled her own big event, on the very same day, and she didn't even bother to hide it. A party at her house. I knew exactly what it was. A power move. What I didn't expect was for my father to take her side. He called me 2 weeks before the wedding and said he wouldn't come. Family shouldn't be forced to choose, he told me. Then the line went dead, and I was left with silence. That silence became my weapon. I didn't cry, I didn't beg, I planned. If my father wanted to make a choice, I'd make sure he understood what it cost. And if Claire wanted the spotlight, I'd make sure it burned her. The first step was replacing him, not with just anyone, but with someone who would make his absence louder than his presence ever was. My dad hated my mom's old friend David, called him arrogant, not real family. But the truth was, David had been more of a father to me than he ever had. He taught me how to drive, showed up at my school events when Dad was too busy, so I called David, told him the truth. His answer was simple: I'd be honored. The second step was keeping it quiet. I didn't post a word online. I didn't even tell my aunts, who would have spilled it in a heartbeat. I wanted the reveal to happen in real time. The third step was the photographer, not some. He wanted to just take pretty pictures, but someone I trusted to capture faces, reactions, proof. On the morning of my wedding, I heard Claire's party was in full swing. Music, laughter, champagne flowing like she'd won something. I smiled. She had no idea. When the organ began to play, I took David's arm. His suit was sharp, his smile calm. Heads turned as we stepped inside, but halfway down the aisle, I saw them, my father and Claire standing at the back. They'd shown up, not for me, but to make a grand gesture for the family. Only the surprise wasn't theirs. My dad's face froze the moment he saw David. Claire's jaw clenched like she'd bitten into something sour. Whispers rippled through the pews. Someone in the front row leaned in. "That's David, isn't it?" I didn't look away. I wanted my dad to see the way David held me steady. I wanted him to see me smile without him. The ceremony was flawless, and later when I looked at the photos, the photographer had nailed it all. My father's stunned glare, Claire's furious side-eye, and me, radiant, untouchable. But I wasn't done. 2 weeks later, I sent the wedding photos out in a family group email. Every single one showed David by my side, not blurred, not cropped, perfectly framed, and right in the middle of the album, one photo stood out, a candid shot of my dad and Claire in the back of the church, both of their faces twisted in shock. I captioned it, "The moment I realized I was walking into a better future." No long explanation, no argument, just the truth, frozen in time. My father called that night, his voice sharp and defensive. "You embarrassed us," he snapped. I let the silence stretch, the same silence he gave me 2 weeks before the wedding. Finally I said, "No, Dad, you did that yourself." Then I hung up. We haven't spoken since. Claire tried to spin it, of course. Told anyone who would listen that I was being cruel, vindictive, but the photos spoke louder than she ever could. That one image of her and my dad standing useless at the back of the church burned into every relative's mind. Her party forgotten. My wedding unforgettable. Revenge doesn't always come with shouting matches or slammed doors. Sometimes it's just about letting people see exactly who they are, without you saying a word. I didn't have to humiliate them. I just let them write their own ending, and I made sure everyone read it. As for me, I walked down the aisle without the man who was supposed to protect me, and I came out the other side stronger, lighter, and finally free from the illusion that blood always equals family. Because sometimes the best thing you can do is replace someone and let them watch you thrive without them.